No, but I think the Minister of Defence actually made a decision not to proceed with it. It will be a loss to the government and also to the nation. In our fight against terrorism and extremism, we cannot do it alone. So if they want to sever ties with Saudi Arabia, what are their plans in the future to strengthen our joint effort to combat terrorism and extremism? We are lucky that they are cancelling it early because the centre is still at the very early stages and it hasn't been launched yet. But that is the decision of the government and the Minister of Defence. It is their prerogative to do that, but it is also important for them to actually table to the public what are their alternative plans. If not with Saudi Arabia, with whom? Because dalam kita nak berdepan dengan keganasan dan juga ekstremisme, dengan isu-isu sebegini, kita tidak boleh bertindak secara persendirian. Dan kalau sekiranya mereka nak batalkan hubungan dengan Saudi Arabia, apa perancangan mereka selepas ini? Itu mesti dikenali awal.
Datuk Seri, considering that do you believe that with the abolition of the King Salman Centre, Malaysia will be therefore more vulnerable to the risk of terrorism, and if so, primarily for which part of the world?
The King Salman Centre was a realization between Malaysia and Saudi Arabia that we cannot combat terrorism and extremism only through military means. It is a soft approach where we wanted to go head-on with ISIS, for example, on their ideology, and that required a new approach. So that was something that we were looking at, me and the Crown Prince. But that is a decision for the present government to decide whether that is the right approach or not. And obviously they felt that the centre was not relevant, and that they have to find an alternative, because we feel that I feel that the principle of engaging the scholars, the academics, the intellectuals, the Muslim Ummah through the soft approach is the right way, because the military approach, as you see in Syria, in Yemen, in Libya, has not worked.
Crown Prince as in Mohammed bin Salman, that Crown Prince.
Yes, it's Saudi, right?
Saudi. And also, sir, do you think that once the centre has been abolished, sebagai contohnya kan, do you think if there can be sort of like in order to as you say lah, to use the soft approach, the present government may use various alternatives such as contohnya lah, arrange to gather say the Jemaah Ulama or Ulama Council in Southeast Asia?
That is a good approach, but it's yet to be seen. There's one thing suggesting it and one thing to operationalize it. So let's hear, because I made a conscious effort in the last 100 days that saya nak tengok dan lihat. Saya tak mau buat banyak sangat komen supaya Menteri Pertahanan yang baru diberikan ruang untuk belajar dan melihat sendiri apa yang ada di MINDEF dan apa juga pendirian yang dia boleh lakukan selepas ini. Tetapi the honeymoon period is over. So now I'm going to make my views heard, and we are starting with the policy of Saudi Arabia and their position on the King Salman Centre of International Peace. But there are a lot more issues with regards to assets, with regards to the welfare of our soldiers and their families and veterans. All that, I feel that after the 100 days, it's about time that they actually proceed to actually govern and administer. And MINDEF is so important because it involves the security and the defence of our country.